Hi everyone, I'd like to welcome you today to Reclaim the Confident You. And this show is based for females, a female audience, and what I do is I'm a mindset and confidence coach for women. So I brought my notes today because I'm going to read to you a speech and see if this resonates with you. So Joanna here at WCTV had said to me, "Have you seen the Barbie show?" And I said, "I haven't, and I have no desire to." And she said, "Oh no, you have to go see it." So of course, if someone tells you to go see a movie, you want to see it. And she said, "It has everything to do with you." And I laughed. I'm like, "Okay, Joanna, I have to go see the show." So I did. I went to go see the Barbie movie, of which I was not going to see whatsoever. But I didn't realize the message that the Barbie movie had behind it. And there was an unbelievable speech in the Barbie movie. If you have not seen the Barbie movie and you want to, then don't watch the show. But if you have seen it, or it doesn't matter about you watching the show, you want to know the main impact of the show, it is all in the speech. And the speech is given by Americana Ferrara, which she plays the character Gloria. And Gloria is actually it's her daughter who is the owner of the Barbie doll, which is the Barbie that plays, and she is the mother. But what happens is that in this movie is there is a complete message, and the message to me was profound. So there's a director, Greta Gerwig, and this was what was so awesome. Greta scored the biggest opening for a female director with the movie Barbie. And you know, Barbie it's about showing the beauty and the hardship of being a woman, especially in a male-dominated society. And we can have argument about that back and forth, right? But there's something in here that holds so true for who my client is and for who women are. And that's why I'm going to actually read you this speech. In the movie, you hear it very quickly, and you get the whole power of the speech. But to break it down and to listen to it is a little bit different, and I wanted you to hear that today. And it truly is empowering. So it's a powering speech about the challenges that women faced every day, and the speech is a reflection of how in the real world, not Barbie world, but the real world, many women are supposed to be perfect, and how, tirelessly in that direction, during which at times they end up feeling very confused, depressed, and filled with pain. And it's the overwhelm that a woman feels. So the speech is a reflection of how in the real world many women are supposed to be perfect, and we work to be perfect. And then what happens is we beat ourselves up again and again and again. And it becomes very self-sabotaging. We don't talk to ourselves in our mind nicely, and we would treat someone else so much better than we do ourselves. And this movie gave me something profound that I did not expect. So it was interesting because in the movie, Barbie comes to life and talks to the main character's, she's the main character's daughter, about playing with the Barbie doll. So Barbie comes to life, and the daughter's not very thrilled with Barbie. Because what the daughter says to Barbie is, "You've been making women feel bad about themselves ever since you were invented." And if you look back at the perfect Barbie doll and how you looked as a child, and then how life goes on and it changes. So Gloria gives this impassioned speech about what it means to be a woman and how impossible and contradictory the standards are, from physical appearance to personality traits. A powerful speech about the challenges that women face every single day. And I want to read that speech to you, and then we can break some things down in that speech. And here it is. There will be something here, first of all, that resonates with every woman who watches this. Guaranteed. Somewhere, somehow in the speech, it will resonate with you. It is literally impossible to be a woman. You are so beautiful and so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. Like we have to do always being the extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong. You have to be thin, but not too thin. And you have never and you have to never say that you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy, but you have to be thin in order to be healthy. You have to have more money, but don't ask for money because that's too crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to be a leader, but you can't squash people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the time. You have to be a career woman, but also you have to look out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane. But if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much and that you threaten other women because you're supposed to be a part of the sisterhood. But always stand out and always be grateful. But never forget that the system is rigged. So find a way to acknowledge that, but also to still be grateful. You have to never get old, never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's just too hard, is what the character says. It's too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal, and nobody says thank you. And it turns out, in fact, that not only are you doing everything wrong, but everything is also your fault. I'm just so tired of watching myself and every other single woman tie herself into knots so that people will like us. And if all of this is also true for a doll just representing women, then I don't even know. The monologue holds true to the world why women are always expected to be or to do something, but they're not allowed to do it too well. So I find what's so important in this speech is it had to resonate with someone out there for how they feel. I did not write the speech. The speech was written by the director. And something in here always resonates with every woman, because what happens is with my own client always feels I am not enough. My client always says to me, I feel stuck. And this is what happens. And this was a great expression in this speech and in this show over a Barbie doll that explained how women actually feel, because women are very overwhelmed and they're way too hard on themselves, way too hard. So many of my clients have felt the above, but this is what's something that's very important, that if you're listening, I want you to hear me. Individualism is extremely important for you to be exactly who you are. You don't have to compare yourself. You don't have to link up with what society expects of you, because every woman, mom, feels like I'm not enough. What is it I didn't do or I haven't done that I just can't get done? I just can't get to do what it is, my list that I need to get to. I'm running kids everywhere. I'm making dinner. I'm ordering up the groceries. I'm working a full-time job. I'm running other children everywhere. I have to take care of parents. The list goes on and on as life happens and starts to build. So a woman becomes very overwhelmed in all of the duties. Then imagine when a life quake happens. And if you've heard me on this show before, you've heard me talk about life quakes. You have a dash, which everyone's heard of the dash, or the lifeline. The beginning of your life starts here, and in that dash it will end at some point. We don't know when, but it will end at some point. And within that dash, you may be this far into your dash and you've got this much time left. You want to live the very best, happiest life that you possibly can. And you don't want to feel these things of feeling I'm overwhelmed, it's too much, I can't compete, I'm not enough. This is what I hear from my clients every day because they're up against society. But then when the life quake happens, what is a life quake? A life quake is loss. It could be a job loss, it's a relationship loss, it's a family loss. It's something that completely knocks you off your feet. It could be divorce. It could be, it could even be I've been bullied by someone at work. It doesn't matter whether it's man or woman. There's someone who doesn't like me and I'm being bullied. And it's made my life an actual disaster. Let me use that word. And you're not happy. So be your own individual self. Don't compare yourself with what society has up against you. But this is what happens. So there's the life quake. When a life quake happens and you're already feeling overwhelmed in life, you start to feel very, very tired and you feel very fatigued. And maybe you're on anxiety medication. And then maybe you're on an antidepressant. And that all kind of builds. And then we gain some weight because we don't have the motivation to get out and walk on top of everything else that you have to do. And it's overwhelming. And what is it that you're going to say to yourself again? No matter what I do, I'm just not enough. And this is the perception that has gone worldwide. And when this happens, you have a confidence loss. Everything that chips away and chips away and chips away, it chips away at your confidence. So it's drilled into a female's head, throw in the life quake, and what do you need? You need support. You need to have support. You need to have a confidant, and you need to be on some kind of a road map to be mapped out to where you need to get to be to feel normal again, to feel happy, and to be living your life the exact way that you're supposed to live your life. It is okay to not be okay. There is nothing wrong with that. Everyone goes through a phase of life. But when you are in a phase of life, you need support and you need help along that way. That's what it's all about. And there are 3 things that I teach my client. 3 things that we do that I teach my client is they must be very mindful. My client learns to become extremely mindful. When you become mindful, you then build confidence. So we become mindful of our choices. We become mindful of how we are talking to ourselves. There's one thing I always say, it's watch what you say because you are listening. Watch what you say, you are listening. So make sure it's positivity that we're talking about, and that's what I teach you to do. The positive side, not to feel that negative mindset, but a positive mindset, because that's what moves you forward, and that's what gives you a happier life. First, be mindful. Then I teach you confidence. Once you have mindfulness, you're building your confidence back. Now you roll into empowerment. When I feel empowered, what happens? I can do anything. I could do anything that I really want to, that I set my mind to. And I'm strong. I'm mindfully strong, I'm emotionally strong, and your mind is what also controls physically how you are. When your mind feels good about where it's at, you no longer feel fatigued because now you've got more confidence, which gives you more energy. And now we're feeling better. I have clients who now I'm no longer on the antidepressant. I no longer need the anxiety medication. And finally, I have energy and I'm not as tired as I was. Because when you're going through everything and you feel you're not enough, what do you feel? Absolute draining, fatigue, and tired. And I take you through the process of coming out from the overwhelm or coming out from what I say you're feeling stuck. If you look on my Facebook page, and actually I have a Facebook group I would love for you to join. If you are on Facebook, just friend me. And you can friend me under Michelle Merrix. But I will then put you into my group. And what happens with that is I teach you the process. You'll see at the top banner of my page, it says, I help women feeling stuck to become their most confident, mindful, and empowered self. So my business that I run is called The Mindful Her. And the Mindful Her is the woman who feels now really good about where she is. She took accountability and responsibility for herself to get out of the rabbit hole, pull herself out, and become the person that she wants to be without wasting any more time in her life. The person who I work with is the one who says, okay, I accept where I am. I accept that what's going on is draining me. I have felt loss. I'm very emotional. I have emotional pain is what I have. I'm not happy with where I am. So I take my client from there to making her feel her absolute best, most confident, mindful, empowered self, which is inspirational. You are then inspired to do what you want to do. You're inspired to lead the life that you want to lead. So My Mindful Her process is absolutely amazing. And I want to tell you why and what I do for my client and what makes me as a coach a bit different to have a mindful, confident coach. The process is completely different, and I'll explain to you why. When a client works with me, we work one-on-one, but we don't see each other just one time a week for a session. That's not what I'm about. When you are not talking well to yourself, or you feel terrible about yourself, or you just feel like no matter what I do, I can't get caught up, or I have suffered incredible loss and I'm stuck in life for whatever reason that you have, you're stuck. So when you go through the Mindful Her process with me, first of all, we message each other on a daily basis, if not then every other day. And here's the reason why. If you are in a program, etc., that you meet one time a week, what happens is, due to the subconscious mind, so your conscious mind is the one that thinks for you every day, makes decisions, etc. The subconscious mind is where your habits are formed. And when you have the same habit, if I were to meet with you just once a week, what's going to happen is 3 days later, everything we talk to, that subconscious mind is going to take over and we're going to be back to the same habit. And then you don't get to see me for another week, and there's lots of things that happen in between now and then. So that is the process that I feel is outdated. It's outdated. The new and improved way, in order to help you get through anything of mindfulness, feeling awful, feeling like garbage Barbie, the way to do that is to work with you daily, every other day. I am open for you to message me. I will know what's going on with you. I'm one who helps hold you accountable for everything for you to do. I give you the tools for you to utilize, and we utilize those together. Then you have a Facebook support group. Yes, there are other women that feel just like you in their support group. They're wonderful and they're kind, and it feels really good to work with them and become friends with them as well. So accountability tools provided. You can print that out, you can utilize it, it's all sent to you, but we are a happy group that comes together. If you don't want to be a part of that support group, you certainly don't have to be. I'm still here for you every day, that we message, we know what you're doing, we're changing anything that you face that day, and the next thing you know, you're feeling better, and habits are changing. And in order to have those habits changing, you must work with that subconscious mind regularly, not once a week. Because if you do that at once a week, you're just going to repeat the exact same behavior over and over. And that's not what we want to do. So this is how I get fast improvement with my client. And it was great. I have someone who, unfortunately, she lost her husband back in the fall. And she's been with someone, talking. She's been in grief therapy, which she needs to stay in grief therapy, because the process that I have for you goes hand in hand with therapy. And she said, Michelle, in the 4 sessions that we have sat together, I have moved forward than I have in months since he died. And that's huge for me. Because what I want to do is, I've been there where I have felt pain, emotional pain. I've been through the humiliating breakup. I've been through, the death of a parent, a death of a sibling. I've been through life. I have life experience and things that you would be amazed at. But it's life, and I had to deal myself with how to get through that. I researched, I looked at personal development programs, and then I got obsessed with it all. And then I became a certified life coach, and then I became certified for mindset. So it all links together. When you bring your mind, body, and spirit, and you are treated all together as one person, and you're treated together as a whole. And I shouldn't say treated, I should say, you're brought together with yourself to completely, as a whole person. We embody the entire person, not just a one time a week session. So that is what I do to help you and to move you forward and be your confidant, because when you go through something in life, you need to get through it. And you need to not waste years getting through it. You need to get through it, and as quick as possible, that works for you. So the empowering story of women who feel overwhelmed through a movie that came out with a lot of pink, and it was called the Barbie movie, actually has a absolute profound message, and not only for women but also for men. And then the end of the story ends up wonderful because Barbie chooses that she wants to be human, because she actually feels, she gets a picture to feel what life is like and to see it. And even though there are hurts and there are pains, there are also wonderful developed beauty in every life, and that's what I want you to enjoy. So I thank you for being here with me today. Please, if you're interested, just friend me on Facebook, and you can also message me. Again, it's Michelle Merrix, Merrix, and we'll show on the screen here for you my phone number, also my, it shows on here my email. You can contact me that way. And yeah, it's got, sorry, and I'm looking over here. It doesn't have my Facebook group page, but what happens is when you come to my Facebook personal page, you'll see everything that I'm doing. Awesome quotes for you, lots of feel good, everything is about confidence. So come join us, come join a group of women where you're definitely wanted, you're definitely loved, and it's something that makes you feel good. And if there's along the way that you need to do a bit more for yourself, I'm absolutely here for you. So I thank you. I thank WCTV. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you on the next show. Thank you.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.